Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Sebastian, I am recording now. Because I wanted to launch into the actual part of class that probably will be. What the heck? Oh, I need to share my screen. That's right. Here we go. All right. So this is on my website, so you may be able to get to it. Basically, it doesn't say Sesame Street, but it's a point of view Sesame Street POV lesson. So if you go to, and this is something that you guys should do. If you're on your computer, it would probably help if you navigate to my website now and go to AP World, go to the drop-down menu, writing for the AP exam. And you'll be in the correct spot. And I want you to come down from the top and go to the document-based question. Are you guys able to see on your computer still? Still good? All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. So if you want to follow along on your own, the Sesame Street POV, because this is kind of right here. Sesame Street POV says Monica Bond Lamberti, kind of borrowed it from her. All right. So here is our prompt, ladies and gentlemen. Sesame Street. So here's your question, your prompt. Using the documents below, analyze the goals and outcomes of Sesame Street. The first thing we do with the DBQ, we need to really understand what is being asked of us. So looking at this prompt, analyze the goals and outcomes of Sesame Street. What is this prompt asking us to do? You guys can use the raise hand function or type it in the chat.
Can you repeat that, please?
What is this asking us to do? It says, analyze the goals and outcomes of Sesame Street. Yes, Tanari. Thank you, Captain Obvious, to analyze the goals and outcome.
It's asking you to watch Sesame Street. That's what it's asking you to do.
Yeah, Charlene, not quite that. Remember, use the raise hand, guys, so we don't talk over each other. Caleb, go ahead.
To try to see what the purpose of them showing this is for.
Okay, so now we're rephrasing a little bit, and now we're getting a little deeper. What's the purpose of Sesame Street, the show? Sebastian in the chat. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir. You weren't done.
To entertain and what's it called? Educate preschoolers.
Well, again, remember, in a DBQ, and it says using the documents below, we may already know what Sesame Street is doing, but we need to see what the documents say that it's doing. We need to take meaning from the documents. You'll see what I'm saying in a second. Sebastian in the chat, Sesame Street, what informed what Sesame Street tried to do and what happened because of it. Okay. There we go. So this is a very simplistic prompt, right? We just need to know what Sesame Street is trying to do. You know, what were they trying to accomplish with the show? Let's go to our first document. Our first document is the Sesame Street theme song. Document 1. All right. Always they'll tell you a source, Sesame Street theme song written by the creators of Sesame Street. Okay. Anybody want to sing it?
You should sing it, Mr. Mapples.
Come on now. Remember, sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. You just sing the song. You don't need to remember the song. It's right there in front of you.
Yeah, extra.
My way to
Do we get extra credit for this?
Sweet.
Can you
Tell me how to get
to Sesame
Street.
Street? Yeah, there we
Do we
go.
get extra credit for this? I just want to know.
No,
If we get
you're
extra
not getting
credit,
extra credit.
I'll sing my heart out. I'll hit all the notes. I swear I'll hit all the notes.
Get out of here with that. But okay, look at the words. This is a document. Let's look at the words. What are they trying? Why is this document here? Every time with this, I need you guys to look at these documents and ask yourself, how does this document help me answer the question? And remember, the question is to analyze the goals and outcomes of Sesame Street. And what is this document trying to show me? Go ahead, engineering. Okay, so she's saying that the theme song, and please, I'm paraphrasing here, okay, that that this document is here because they want the preschoolers to come in to see Sesame Street as like a welcoming kind of place, like as a fun, nice kind of place with good. It seems like good people here. They're playing, right? Good neighbors. Sebastian saying comforting in a way. Caleb, you got something else?
Like the show was to like show what Sesame Street is like and the surroundings and how it is at there.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. That's a good way to put it too, to show how welcoming Sesame Street is, the surroundings and how people are and how people treat each other. It seems like friendly neighbors there, come and play. Everybody
Sesame
kind of,
Street is scary.
I'm sorry, who was, please raise your hand so I know who's talking.
Sesame Street is scary. That's it.
Okay. Is that Shar?
No.
Yeah, it is. I see. Never mind. I found you. Hey, dude, use the raise hand so I could help you guys. Call you by name, okay? Okay, so document 1. It seems like welcoming. We want to take notes as we go through these documents. Take a mental note, everybody, or even if you're on the computer, or write something down. Say, hey, this is the first document is trying to be like a welcoming sort of statement. I'm gonna make a little note here, okay? Let's go to the second document. Cookie. Yeah, Cookie Monster. He's the announcer for the letter of the day. Come on, can y'all hear Cookie Monster in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah, such a yummy looking letter. No, today I won't eat it. I don't think I have a very good Cookie
You
Monster.
need more bass in your voice.
Yeah, I know. Say it in my chest. All right. So letter of the day. No, I won't eat it. It's a letter of the day. Sniff, sniff. Smells so good. Munch. Oh, he eats the cookie. Okay. Again, ask yourself these 2 questions. How does this document help me answer the question? What is this document trying to show me? Does this help to answer the question, guys? Come on. Participate here. You guys are really all in your game when it came to seeing my what I have. Oh, and unmute when you're going to say something, okay? Yes, please. The thing is, if they don't hear you, they don't know what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead.
I guess that it's showing us that even like it gives preschoolers little characters to make them learn more. And they'll be like, oh, since Cookie Monster said this one day, it's this, or something like that.
Okay, so kind of like so you're thinking like this kind of shows that this show can be educational? Okay. Chat is saying it shows the environment of the show is loose, like an enjoyable kind of way. Caleb, go ahead.
Like how Cookie Monster, the purpose of him like eating everything is to make kids laugh. I feel like it's to make kids think that learning could be fun or something like that. Like as they're learning a letter, that they can also laugh while they're learning, to make them more to make them want to learn more.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Showing learning in an enjoyable way. Most definitely. That's a good way to go. Is there anything else from anybody else? Come on. Oops, sorry. Anybody else, ladies and gentlemen, that want to say anything else? Make things more engaging. But what's the purpose of this document? So you,
To introduce Cookie Monster.
yeah, no, not even to introduce Cookie Monster, but think about how the document helps to answer this question. Always go back. We're doing the DBQ process right now, ladies and gents, but I'm trying to show you this in the easiest way possible. So I think actually engineering hit the nail on the head in a way that this document is here because it's showing that Sesame Street is an educational show. And learning can be enjoyable. Ortiz, you had your hand raised for a second?
Yeah, I was gonna say that the show was trying to teach the kids, like, the letters, education. That's its purpose.
Yeah, so part of the show, again, you relate the document back to what it is. One of the goals of Sesame Street is to maybe teach and make things more enjoyable for the kids, like you guys were saying. So document 1, document 2. Let's go to document 3. So document 3, you got source. This is Oscar the Grouch in his general greeting and farewell to visitors to his trash can. Go away, leave me alone, and stay away from my trash can. What is this showing about Sesame Street? Again, the two questions. How does this document help me answer the question? What is this trying to show me? What kind of elements of this does this have in the answer? Caleb, go ahead.
To be honest, this one's kind of hard, but what you think is because like they're trying to show that everybody's not nice or whatever, or that people need their own space, like just showing different characters to kids.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to look at it too. And we, again, make mental notes about what you're saying. Engineer, trying to show that to be kind to people, even if they're mean, even though they aren't mean. Oh, they are mean. Okay, she does a typo. That they are mean. Tanare, go ahead.
Maybe it's like the end of the episode, and then they have the trash can part where he tells them, "Go away, leave me alone," and that type of stuff make the kids want to go back and watch it again. Like, oh, so it's like to bring them back to the episode, or just to make them keep watching Sesame Street.
Okay. All right, and let's think about how it answers that. Maybe it's to keep them watching.
That's
Okay.
facts, because even though he's mean, everybody still likes Oscar.
Ooh, hey y'all, check the chat. We got a couple of really good answers here, as well. It maybe the purpose of having Oscar the Grouch on the show is to make sure that everybody is not the same. People enjoy their own space. That's what makes them feel more comfortable. And Kimura was saying maybe the purpose of Oscar is to, respect others. Because not everybody's going to look or seem the same. I mean, check this out, guys. Look at this. Everybody on Sesame Street, when you look at it, looks a little different, don't they? No one's really judged on it. And they seem to treat everybody the same. So maybe the purpose of having Oscar the Grouch is to teach kids, respecting others, possibly. Respecting others, not everybody's the same. Are we starting to catch on to this here, guys? As far as looking at these documents in the lens of how it answers this question.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deal right there.
I think I know what the answer.
Yeah, and we got 2 more documents to do because we still want to get people tuned into this. Look at the documents and how does it answer this question? What is this document trying to show me about Sesame Street? Oh, sorry. Almost skipped document 4, and that's my favorite. It's the count. You know why I'm called the count? Because I really love to count. I could sit all day and count all day. Sometimes I get carried away. Y'all remember this guy? Come on now. 1, 2, yes, 2. I
It's
can't believe I'm
freaking
gonna be on YouTube doing the count. This is terrible. The things I do for teaching.
it's freaking me out that you sound like him.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I count spiders on the wall. I count spiders in the hall. Freaked out again? Yes.
I mean, you do have 2 younger kids, so what's expected from you?
Right? Come on.
Do you watch Coco Melon?
We're not discussing that right now, and the answer is no. So looking at this document right here, what again, ask yourselves these questions. How does this document help me answer the question? What is this document trying to show me? Let's get some new people here raising their hands. Come on, y'all told me you participate. You promise. I haven't heard from Alyssa. I haven't heard from Nkosi or Laina, Ishani, Samaris, Chanel. Come on, Kimora. Where you guys at? Elizabeth, what is this? All those people. Look at this document. What is this? How is this going to help me answer the question? What is it trying to show me? Let me get some hands up, y'all. Come on. Yes, Ishani, go ahead.
So the goal of this document is to teach preschoolers or little kids how to count by starting with the simple numbers from 1 to 10.
Okay, so the point of this document, in your opinion, is to kind of show how Sesame Street's one of the goals of Sesame Street is to count. Okay, Engineering over here is actually reminding me that one of the other documents also said to educate, right? Which one was that? The Cookie Monster. Okay, so we go back to the Cookie Monster one. Sebastian, go ahead. I see your hand up.
I think that this document and like all the others like together, like it shows that the show, it's educational, but like in multiple aspects, not just like language. It's also for like life lessons, like with the Grouch, and then the counting. So it's multiple
Okay,
stuff.
I like that. I like that. Alyssa, it's showing progression. What do you mean by progression? You mean like learning?
Yeah, like I think it's like learning, like starting slowly, like with the basic numbers, and then working your way up to things that get more complicated. And it's okay to like take your time and like slowly build on what you already know.
Okay, cool. All right, I could take that. I could take that. So we have a connection now. Then you see, here's where I want you guys to look at this. Even in now, you guys are forming connections between documents. Already, I bet you guys can probably say definitively that one of the goals of Sesame Street is to educate, can't you? So we can partially answer the question above because we've been able to make connections in the documents. This is how a document-based question works. Document 5, here we go. Bert and Ernie singing his song in the bedroom that he shares with his roommate Bert. Sometimes I have trouble falling asleep, but it's not so bad. I try to keep hearing their voices. I don't remember their voices that well. I can't do it. Elizabeth, I see what you put in
You
the
have to
chat.
talk like with your nose, like cover your nose.
Like this? Is this how I sounded?
Yeah.
Really? Whatever. It's okay. I don't remember either. Like my son, he stopped watching it a little bit ago. I like what you said there, Elizabeth. Tanara, your hand's up. Go ahead.
Ernie has like
You know how sometimes kids, some kids probably can't sleep, and then they see this episode, so it like teaches them to like, when you go to sleep, remember it as something fun, like scratch, and
Okay. So maybe like a little playbook for kids when they can't fall asleep. Here's what you should do.
Yeah, like a resource.
Okay, cool. Caleb, go ahead.
I think the whole purpose of Bert and Ernie was like to show cooperation because they're always together and they always ended up like arguing or something and they had to figure it out and come up with solutions. So that's what I think this is like. If you see somebody's in need, cooperate with them and try to help them out.
Gotcha. Okay. Could be that too. So, and I'm looking at this. You know what else I'm looking at? I'm looking at Bert and Ernie. I know possibly that I know kids have trouble falling asleep sometimes. Maybe this is trying to show them maybe that it's like it's okay. Like there's other people that have the same things as you do. Like you can identify with with Ernie right now. Like, hey, I can't fall asleep either. I should count sheep like Ernie. You know, so maybe it's something like that too. Finding something that you can identify with. All right. Last document. Grover, Super Grover. Ooh, I like that, Elizabeth. Giving them comfort, letting them know they're not alone. That's important, right? For us to be able to identify with things. Yeah. You got this one? Oh, go ahead. Oh, I got you. So again, the 2 questions you have to ask yourself with every single document. How does this, sorry. How does this document help me answer the question? And what is it trying to show me? Okay, go ahead and unmute over there.
Yeah, what is? I'm not gonna like. I don't like how that.
No, oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it. All right, go ahead. Okay, so he was saying, document 6 right here. Grover is trying to teach him, you know, that everybody matters, and you should have like maybe self-confidence or something like that. You confident you're a part of yourself, loving yourself. Alyssa's in there. Alyssa's saying about starting to realize each character teaches something different in a fun way. Okay, to take the pressure off learning. Let's remember that, right? We're all doing this in a fun way. Caleb, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was like to love yourself and to respect that you're different and like the things that make you different. Like
Yeah.
I feel like all these characters are like either teaching you a lesson or teaching you how to do something.
Nice. So let's think about what all these people are saying and typing, guys. I know you've been listening this the whole time, but now let's relate everything, of course, back to the prompt. So we've got just a really quick recap on the way up. You've got loving yourself and being proud of yourself and respecting that you're different and loving yourself for being different. And you've got kind of like a resource for the kids and to identify with the characters. And then again, teaching them in a way to kind of fall asleep, the counting sheep, you know, possibly. You have the count who makes counting fun. It's again an educational kind of show. Then you have, I think you guys were saying like respecting each other's space and differences. And some people are different. What was the other thing? Respecting each other. Because they're still friends with Oscar the Grouch, even though he's grouchy, right? They're still friends with him. And then we have Cookie Monster, which kind of we linked up with the educational side of Sesame Street again. And then finally, you know, document 1, going back over it, it's kind of like a welcoming kind of place. This is a positive place. You could be friends. We're playing. So when it comes, I think Oscar's a little introverted. Maybe he is.
I mean, but Oscar likes them.
He does, clearly. I mean, or else he would have just kind of moved his trash can somewhere else. So now look at this, guys. This is where the biggest skill of a DBQ comes in. you're going to make a thesis or an answer to the prompt. And in this case, you're going to take all the evidence that was in documents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all those feelings, those meanings, those things we just took. And here is the thesis and answer that I came up with during third period. And I was thinking about Sesame Street is trying to be a positive influence and welcoming influence on kids by providing a safe and educational show that encourages loving yourself and loving others. Okay, so what I did there was take everything you guys said and kind of put it in 1, maybe 2 sentences, because we have to analyze the goals and outcomes. Nowhere in there was it a negative influence. Did we say anything negative about Sesame Street? You know, so we look at this and we're thinking that Sesame Street overall is probably trying to provide a positive influence. So we're analyzing the goals. We're saying, oh, Sesame Street is providing a positive and educational experience for kids while using these characters. You know, you can expand upon this. But did everybody see how we use the documents to answer the question? That's the biggest thing right here, guys. This is the moment right here. You got to understand. Yeah, PBS is awesome. But this is a big deal, guys. If you're able to grasp this, that taking the documents, take the information from them, and how does this answer the prompt? That's the entire DBQ process in a nutshell. The rest of it is just formulaic writing. Okay? And this is where, of course, it's going to get more complex than this. Okay, guys? Like when we start delving into history and what does this graph show and this political cartoon, it's obviously going to get harder. But the process of looking at a document, pulling meaning from the document, and then seeing how it answers that particular prompt, it's the same for every single DBQ. Yes, Tanare, you can do that. And yes, I know it's you because it tells me it's you. There we go. He could erase it too. See, the only time
My bad. I just seen that and then I just clicked it and then
it's
boom.
okay. Don't worry about it, man. I'm not worried about it at all. That's for later on activities. Like I left the annotation on because once we start doing writing and stuff like that, we're gonna put things up there for you guys to circle and things like that. Okay. So for right now, what I'm gonna do is transition away from Sesame Street. Oh, sorry, Big Bird wasn't in this one. Sorry, my bad, dog. And now I want to show you where you're going to be getting a lot of the resources and assignments for my class moving forward. Okay, at least for this month. Okay, for just this month. On my website, if you guys go to AP World, you guys can still see my screen, right? All right. Come down. You go to writing for the AP exam. It's going to open up this writing part of the website. We've already gone over SAQs. We are now in DBQs. There are these 3 folders. You have online activities, skill exemplars, which I don't think you guys can see, right? Can you see that DBQ skill exemplars, yo? I mean, on your screen, like on, sorry. Ugh. Not on the Zoom screen, but when you go to the website.
No, it's not there.
Okay. That's where all the answers are. You can see them. Sorry. You look, there's one called DBQ Skills Practice. On the pacing guide, it says, you know, things like DBQ practice day 3, DBQ practice day 4, 5, 1. All of these assignments, these 4 assignments, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 1, are all located right here in the skills practice folder. You click on it, it's going to open up a Google Drive. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to be working with is located right here. And look, there's the assignment. So not too hard. Any questions on how to get to these DBQ practice day 3, 4, 1? It's pretty, it's just a website. I mean, if you don't know how to work a computer, then yeah, it could be problematic. We won't even get into the assignment for today. Most likely that due date will be pushed back. It's already on the 18th, which I think is next Monday. What? On the 18th? Ha! Next Monday is no school. Look at that. I did not even know that. You just had like 2 weeks off. What are you talking about? Get out of here with this craziness. All right. Okay. So obviously that due date is going to change. Okay, everybody. I will make sure of that. Wow, I probably should have seen that coming. Talk about getting an L. Or what is that? Taking an L? Yeah, I just took an L. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. That's neither here nor there. You know how to get to the assignments. I promise you, we will go over these things in class all the time. I got you guys. Okay. This is going to be a process. All right. So what I want to kind of talk about real quickly with you guys is just the first part of a DBQ. And I kind of want to break it down for you guys. Every single resource that you guys are going to see me open up for you guys, you have on the website. Okay, so, oh no, not stop share. Sorry about that. How to write a DBQ essay. Hopefully some of you guys were able to look through this, but again, it's on the website. How to write a DBQ essay for AP World History. Look at that right there. So let's get into the nuts and bolts. I've just given you an example. We already, if you could follow me still, you already use documents to produce a thesis. You guys just did that with me, right there with Sesame Street. I'm going to go into the nuts and bolts now of the actual DBQ, okay? Obviously, you know it stands for document-based questions. You're going to get about 60 minutes to write a full DBQ. It is out of 7 points in total, and it's worth 25% of your AP exam score. This is why for the next month-ish, we'll be working on it, because the skills that you get with a DBQ transfer over and can help you with the LEQ. You guys are going to be presented with about 7 documents that are kind of different in a way. What your job is to use those documents and to make an argument using those documents. And sometimes it helps people if you think about a DBQ like a puzzle, just like you guys did already. You saw document 2 with Cookie Monster. You immediately said, this is an educational one. It shows me that Cookie Monster and Sesame Street is there to help educate the kids, teach. And then you saw the count document, document 4, and you were like, oh, they match up. They both are there for educational purposes. So you immediately remember, and you were, as we did the thesis, you were like, oh, so one of the goals of Sesame Street is to educate preschoolers. If you think about the DBQ as a puzzle and finding where each one of these documents fit with each other, all of that, it all makes sense. And each document kind of has a place. They don't just randomly throw documents at your guys. Every document is there for a reason. Now, the documents can be a lot of things. They could be primary source documents, like quotes. It could be journal entries, okay? They could be secondary source things, like history paragraphs or you know, data from another source. Not data, but somebody that is actually looking at the data and telling you about it. Photograph, political cartoons, maps, charts, graphs, whatever it is. Any of these things can be a document. Okay. This is something that we just did. One of the ways you guys get a point, because it's out of 7 points, is by making a thesis. Basically, it's taking the information that you learned from the documents and answering the prompt. All right, we did that by saying, you know, Sesame Street is trying to be a positive influence in the lives of preschoolers by educating them, showing them it's okay to love themselves and love strangers and love others that don't look like you. Okay, we use the words, the language of the prompt in the answer. Check out some examples of a thesis. Here is a more historical based writing prompt. That's not Sesame Street, so it's not fun. I'm just kidding. This is actually fun for me, not you. Well, yeah, because I love history. But the prompt is, evaluate the extent to which indigenous peoples responded to European imperialism in the 1750 to 1900 timeframe. So, first step, what is this asking us? Evaluate the extent to which indigenous peoples responded to European imperialism. It's kind of asking you how native peoples, you know, reacted to the Europeans coming there and saying, mine, and taking their land in this time frame. So every single document is going to be about something to do with the Europeans and imperialism or the native reaction to it. Now is when you see a possible thesis. And out of all the documents, we'll read through them, and maybe you come up with something like this. Indigenous peoples reacted in a variety of ways to European imperialism. That right there, already, if you just left it at that, is not good, because you want to avoid vague statements. And when you say a variety of ways, you're kind of saying like nothing. Thank you. I appreciate that information, but you didn't tell me anything. What were the variety of ways? That's where the second part of this comes in. Some states negotiated with Europeans in an effort to maintain peaceful relations. So that means some of the documents were relating to indigenous peoples and Europeans negotiating with each other to be peaceful together. Argument 1. That means there were other documents that said, however, some fought back with violence in order to protect their territories. That means some other number of documents said things like, oh, the natives went to war, or the Europeans, you know, brought war upon them, or were attacked. But this is an example of a good thesis. It answers the question with some detail. Here would be an example of a bad thesis. Indigenous peoples reacted in a variety of ways to European imperialism. You're not telling me anything. There's nothing there. This is also a bad thesis. It's very, very vague. Indigenous peoples reacted in a variety of ways to European imperialism. Great. Some groups had a positive reaction, some groups had a negative reaction. So now that you've provided some detail, but it's just not enough now. Okay? Is everybody sticking with me so far with the thesis? Are we still here, guys? Come on, where's my chat? Let me check my chat. I should see a lot of answers. Come on, I want to make sure everybody is still with me here. So we could see a big difference between a thesis with detail, negotiated with Europeans, peaceful reactions, fought back with violence to protect territories, versus variety or positive or negative. Another way I could drive this home is that, let's go back to Sesame Street. You know what I said before, you know, Sesame Street is trying to be a positive influence on preschoolers by providing them with educational experience that is fun, teaching them to love others and love others and love themselves. A too general answer to that, because the thesis I just gave you was good. If I just said the goals and outcomes of Sesame Street are good ones, or are positive ones, that's not enough. You had to give me details from the prompt and say, you know, loving themselves. Go ahead, sir.
Well, my computer's glitching, so I gotta restart it real quick.
Okay, if you got another 2-3 minutes, we're almost done here.
All right, I can't see anything. I can hear you though.
Okay, if you can't see anything, it's okay. Just try to listen as best you can. So again, you can see the difference between a good thesis and a bad thesis. All right, that's really all I wanted to get into today, was just showing you the Sesame Street introduction, talking about the thesis introduction, and just showing you that first little part of a DBQ and the DBQ process. Do you guys feel a little better after, I know you guys, some of you guys probably read these things or watched the video. Does anybody feel a little bit better about the process? A little easier once we put it through the Sesame Street?
Yeah.
We'll see about that. All right. So what I'm planning to do next class, I'll see you guys on Friday, is that I am planning on making sure that we go through the DBQ rubric and go through the part, rest of this PowerPoint, and then I'm going to slowly transition you guys to working with these documents and being like, okay, so what is this document trying to show me? Because working with documents is an incredibly big part of this. And we'll get there. It is a process, guys. It will take some time, but if you pay attention and you participate and you practice this when we're practicing it in class, which will probably start next class, we'll start our first practice, not of the whole DBQ, just working with documents. I promise you I will get you there. Okay. That's the gist of today. I just wanted you guys to get introduced to the process of a DBQ. And Alyssa, I understand it does get more complex. And as long as you're used to reading them, and this is why, like, I've been giving you stimulus-based multiple choice questions because you've been pulling meaning from these history stimuli for a while now. So hopefully it'll be better. But we will get there, guys. Promise. We will practice and we will get this done. We're done here for today. And we good. We're done here. Go. And I will see you guys on Friday.
Bye.
We do have about 20 minutes.